Things just took a major turn. Topuria has called out Islam Makhachev. Is Topuria actually next in line? Is the UFC going to deliver what they promised? Or is this simply all noise? We're going to go into what this means for Islam and the lightweight division and so much more right here in this video. But before anything else, go ahead and uppercut that like and subscribe button so you can get all of your UFC content right here. My name is Mike Garcia and this is UFC Digest. Guys, I gotta tell you, the two biggest fights that Dana White and the UFC can make this year, one, Jon Jones, Tom Aspinall, and the second, Islam Makhachev against Ilia Topuria. Unfortunately, Islam don't want that smoke. Not to say they don't want that smoke. He doesn't want to fight what he deems to be another featherweight. He doesn't want to fight off against another person that moves up a weight class and does not deserve it, has not fought for a contender spot, has not earned the shot to face off against anyone, to even have the right to face off against Islam. But the fact is, Ilia Topuria, he's the legend now. He's the main guy. He's the guy that everyone is focusing on at this very moment. The guy that everyone says, you know what? If anyone is going to give a challenge against Islam Makhachev, it's him. The legend himself. El Matador, Ilia Topuria. But Islam, he has other plans in mind. Islam has a main focus where he's going to wait. He's going to wait to see what happens at UFC 315 between his boy, his pal, his friend, his training partner, Belal, remember the name Muhammad, against Jack Della Maddalena. If Belal wins, Islam stays where he is. He doesn't want to fight his boy. He doesn't want to fight his pal. He doesn't want to fight his partner. He doesn't want to go off against the guy that he's been training with. If Belal wins, Islam stays in the 155-pound division. And the UFC has promised Ilia, has promised him, you are going to get that shot because of your willingness to give up the featherweight title to move up a weight class. You are going to get that shot. It will be, and the fans wants to see it. It will be Islam against Ilia. But that's if Belal wins. If Jack Della Maddalena wins, that's a mouthful. If Jack Della Maddalena wins, Islam moves up and he wants to fight for the welterweight championship. If Jack Della Maddalena wins. Isn't that a little hypocritical, isn't it? Isn't it a little hypocritical that Islam Makhachev says that if a guy moves up a weight class and fights for the title and has not earned his shot, isn't he kind of doing the exact same thing? So you could say that, is Islam ducking Ilia? The same way Jon Jones has been ducking Tom Aspinall? The same way certain fighters would duck each other and make all sorts of excuses to not want to fight somebody. A reigning, defending champion should have no problem fighting against the who's who and the what's what. He should have no problem. I'm the best. If I'm the best and I've proven myself to be the best, it doesn't matter anyone of who stands in my way. You keep bringing them up, I'll keep knocking them down, I'll keep submitting them. That is a true champion, and that is the mindset of what Islam is supposed to have. But it seems that his mind is elsewhere. His own mentor, Khabib, said this in a press conference. Let's imagine Topuria moves up and gets a title shot, and Topuria fights again, and if he loses again, he's essentially was a nobody. Ouch. Ouch. I mean, that is a big ouch. A lot of hypotheticals there in that one little comment. A lot of hypotheticals. What if Ilia goes up and fights off and then loses, and then all of a sudden he loses again at the lightweight division? What then? That doesn't do well for Islam's legacy, does it? We don't work on hypotheticals. We can't be 3 or 4 or 5 steps ahead. We simply cannot do that. The simple reason is You just don't know. This is UFC. This is MMA. Anything can happen. Someone can just easily slip on a banana peel and then they would be over. Their career would be over. It's a shame, really. It's a shame. Islam is ducking Ilia. That's the best way to describe this. And when Ilia was mentioned to this, went on the Joe Rogan podcast and simply said, I would like to fight with Islam, but I will not fight for a number one contender spot. I will not do that. Well, there you have it. Ilia said it loud and clear. Ilia is waiting to... Ilia is willing to wait a very long time to fight off against Islam. You know what that means? That means that in order for us, the fans, the hardcores, and the casuals, in order for the fans to see and book, hopefully book, Islam versus Ilia, Bilal needs to win. Bilal needs to win. Bilal needs to retain the championship. Bilal needs to ensure that Jack Della Maddalena does not take the title away from him. It's the only way for Islam to stay where he is at the 155-pound division and then have Ilia fight against him. I mean, come on. Come on. The resume speaks for itself. Ilia knocks out... He knocks out one of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world. Knocks out Alexander Volkanovski. Knocks out Max Holloway, the BMF champion. Knocks out Max Holloway. And what does Islam do? Yeah, he beat Alexander back-to-back. He faced off against Renato Moicano. And you might say, you know what? Does it really matter for his legacy? Does it really matter on the simple point that maybe he should be facing off against featherweights? But then if you truly think about it, they both weigh the same, don't they? It doesn't really matter if they were a former featherweight. They move up a weight class and they're neck and neck with each other and weighed the same. Not to mention Alexander Volkanovski in the first fight, the majority of people actually beat Islam. Yeah, Islam took that back. Okay, congratulations. But Islam, anyone challenges you, you gotta take the fight, my guy. You gotta take the fight. It's no surprise that Khabib didn't even have this problem. It didn't. Remember the old quote, I smash your boy. I smash your boy. You want to talk now? Let's talk now. And he would ground and pound anyone. He would take a fighter, go into a corner where Dana White is sitting, and he goes, "It's your boy. It's your boy. I smash your boy." That's the mentality of a champion. That is the mentality that Islam should have. It doesn't matter if anyone coming up a weight class, if anyone is coming down a weight class from heavyweight and faces off against him, it don't matter. Keep coming him up, and I'll keep knocking him down. Islam, stop ducking Ilia. Ilia versus Islam is the fight to make this year. Dana White, book it. Bilal Muhammad, win that championship. Retain your championship at UFC 315 so we can have Islam versus Ilia. But I want to hear from you. What do you think? Do you think that Ilia Topuria deserves the title shot against Islam? Do you think that Islam is ducking Ilia? Do you think this fight is going to happen? Do you think that Dana White is going to give not only Ilia what he promised, but is going to give us, the fans? Let me know in the comments below. As always, once again, go ahead and sideswipe, uppercut, left hook. Do what you gotta do. Like and subscribe. As always, I'm Mike Garcia. Thanks for another chance to come onto the show. And we'll see you next time, right here on UFC Digest.